All right, folks, we're back. We're going to try and see how this hotspot works. Trying different things. A little bit of an internet connectivity issue, and without internet, it's hard to stream. That's Longboarders going off for a change. Bucharov taking advantage of the chaos. Looks to pass, feigns that pass, and takes a short side shot on Malin. Ray Kinsey crashing the net, helping him cover that puck and prevent any other goal-related action. Faceoff is going to be to the right of Malin. Rhinos looking really good this game, looking strong, much stronger than they have in previous games too.
Thank you, Josh.
That is not a reflection on you, Gabe. Not a reflection on you.
I did watch the replay on that game, though, and I'm taking notes for myself.
I thought you looked really solid that game. You were buzzing around out there, playing a strong game. Puck is bouncing. Longboarders eventually control a puck sent across by Ray to Blake. Throws it on goal. Meltzer keeps it out.
Dan Meltzer dialed in, moving east-west, but keeping the 5-hole shut down.
Puck sent ahead from Dice to Borcharov, I believe. Rhinos looking to get possession again. Blake drops it off for Ray. Ray streaking, throws it on goal. That goes glove side on Meltzer, beating him through multiple screens, putting the Longboarders on the board for the first time.
Great goal by Ray. And after that timeout, while we were down on the Wi-Fi hotspot, Ray was really communicating and really picking up the vocal tone. So he's getting his team back in this game from a high energy. You can see him and hear him from the bench. You can see him visibly on the rink, hustling up and down the court. But also, really nice play there by Dylan Woods also to draw in some of the Rhinos defenders and give Ray an opportunity to create open space for himself and get that shot off.
Dylan Woods nearly having a collision there with the Rhinos players, but puck gets dropped in the process. Both teams battling hard for it. Puck is centered for the Rhinos. Gorda right there on the doorstep, just out of reach. Robert getting to it, tries to hand it off to Dylan. Puck is still up for grabs. Mata muscling hard. Gorda eventually gets it, throws it across Mata, stands in the way. Dylan streaking on the right, going one-on-one with Billick. Screen shot, saved by Meltzer, diving across his crease. Puck is kept out by the Rhinos. Metcalf in the middle, up for Billick. Has a lot of space and time. Short side shot, kept out. Malin makes the save. 9:59 here in the second period, final period of this game, as both teams go off for a change. Monster opportunity there for the Rhinos that they don't capitalize on, but strong goaltending from Malin so far this game.
Excellent to see CPN back in the chat. Glad that the stream seems better.
I agree.
I can't say that name out loud, so.
we switch hotspots. We've got backups, so went from Verizon to AT&T, the superior network. They seem to be doing better in this area right now, so we're going to give them a try for a bit. Trostad throwing the puck across. Bucharov holds onto it, looking for Cassangino cutting across the middle. Ray Kinsey has Dylan Woods. That is Blake Woods, his brother. Ray gets to the puck first, trying to settle it for the Longboarders to Tabone. Tabone, left circle, steps around Cassangino. Cassangino muscles him off the puck. Up ahead, Bucharov has Trostad ahead. Cuts to the middle. Tabone, not letting him off easy. Doesn't let him get a free ride. Puck still here in the Longboarder zone as they break it out the other direction. Tabone, 2-on-2. Has Woods in the middle. Cassangino, excellent defense there. Rhinos grab it, take it the other way. Longboarders finish their change, looking to step around Mata. Short side shot. Malin keeps it out. Sakalia drops it off. Mata turning, dropping. Dylan Woods throws it on goal, glove down by Meltzer. Excellent save. A little bit of a breeze coming through here. That's actually really nice.
That did feel nice. We both looked back. Thank you, wind.
Temperatures got a little bit higher today than were expected, so I am not complaining.
The bugs are definitely out.
The bugs are out. Metcalf, Dykes, 2-on-2. Metcalf holding on to the puck. Circling around. Button hooks, throws it over to Dykes. Puck still behind the Longboarders net. Throws it back out to the point. Billick controls it. Gorda. Rhinos completely reset. Dykes and Gorda, longtime teammates. Puck sent up ahead for Billick. Has Robert. Playing strong defense there, not letting him get a clean shot on net. Metcalf on the point. Holding on to the puck. Resets. Rhinos taking their time in the neutral zone, not forcing any passes here. Longboarders not forechecking terribly hard. Metcalf making a move. Holding onto the puck as he does, trying to wait for the right opportunity. Metcalf still in deep. Robert, I think, bullies him off the puck there, but Gorda is still going to hang on to it. Shot from the high slot to the right of Malin. Sakalia battling Dykes for the puck. Looks to center it. And no one available for him to pass to. To Bone. Bouncing puck to Hayden Sakalia. Rhinos reset. Gorda with the pick as Longboarders go off for a quick change. This may be ill-informed. Save by Malin with multiple Longboarders off for a line change there. Not really the best timing. Ray Kinsey streaking on the left.
3-on-1 opportunity.
To Bone. Billick defending. Shot on goal. Moy just to the right of the goal. Gorda, as Rhinos also make a change. Trostad. Stick handling. Trying to hold on to it. Sends it back for Allen. He possesses it. Rhinos finish their change. 6:40 here remaining in the second period. Allen to quarterback. Allen taking his time, leaving the zone. Has Bucharov on the wall. Pasha makes a move around Blake. Gets to the middle. Makes a move on Dustin Malin.
Beautiful goal.
Beats him glove side with the shimmy. Just had patience coming out of the zone. I think that's what led to this goal.
Nice shimmy. Nice shimmy. See you later. Got the goalie to bite, go down, and slipped it top. Just really beautiful goal by Pasha there.
Excellent patience, great move, fantastic shot. Puck is sent up ahead. Rhinos go and take a shot on goal. That goes wide. Big collision. Tabone making his move. Allen playing strong defense. Trostad picks it up. Two Longboarders on him. Sent back. Allen, Castellino has a lot of space. Sent up ahead. Trostad pulls it wide. Backhand. Malin keeps it out.
Nice pad save by Malin. Way to recover after that.
Moy
Goal.
looks to reset. Taking her time, leaving the Longboarder zone. Rhinos go off for a change. Puck sauced up ahead for Ray. Ray, shot from the left. Rebound. Big collision there with Meltzer. Hoping he's okay. Assuming he is. Fell into the tendy a little slow there. Longboarder's looking tired.
And and frustrated. Here, a stick slam by Dylan Woods. Looks like he actually has maybe a little bit of blood drawn from his high cheekbone.
Yeah, that could have been a high stick. That would have justified the whack into the boards there.
Yeah, I didn't catch the high stick, but I wonder if that's what the little outburst was from.
That would make sense. It happens so quickly. Sometimes you just miss those calls. It is unfortunate.
Well, Ray is in the bench, or in the penalty box. So not only
for the goaltending infraction. Puck sent across, save by Malin. Puck is still loose in the high slot. That's Anthony Dice here, settling the puck on the point for the Rhinos. He's going to trade places here with Billick, who's just going to stay on the point. That's Brian Gorda on the right. Dykes down low. Billy Metcalf on the left. Puck is melted down. 59 seconds remaining on this PK for the Longboarders.
You hear Ray screaming at his teammates from the penalty box, screaming at Longboarders to protect their goalie. No free whacks out there, no free whacks.
Frustrating game for sure for the Longboarders. It's not for lack of effort. They played a controlled game for the most part. Bounces just haven't gone their way. Dylan Woods trying to make his move shorthanded. Billick keeping him out. Rhinos look to reset here on the waning seconds of their power play. 35 seconds to go on the power play for the Rhinos as they go off for a change. Billick whiffs on his puck a little bit.
Oh, a little bit of
Dylan
skirmish
Woods.
between Dylan Billick and Dylan Woods here.
Both of
Oh!
them getting into it. Not exactly what you want to see. Dylan going to the box, getting into it with Dylan Woods. Both Dylans. 4:17 remaining in the second period.
Oh, is Dylan not going to get a penalty there? There was a blatant high stick as well as a little jab. I think this is a huge error on the ref's part if Dylan Woods does not get called for something here.
Refs are deliberating right now. Ray Kinsey already in the box with only 24 seconds remaining on his penalty kill. Deliberating on what to do next here. Rhinos up 5-1, really piling it on, controlling this game, being the stronger team in this matchup. Referee still deliberating on what the call on the floor is going to be for Dylan Woods if he receives a penalty. We're going to go to intermission as we sort this out. We'll be right back. Well, that's going to be a yard sale of penalties that go up on the board. They're going to be documented. 4 minutes left to play in the game. Sakalia going to the box, I believe, serving for Dylan Woods. We'll have to sort this out on the score sheet later. As Kinsey's time expires on his penalty, he streaks to the net. Shot on goal, glove down by Meltzer.
Interesting. So 4-minute penalties, but Dylan Woods decided to just leave. Is that what happened?
I believe he may have been kicked out of the game.
Okay.
He may have been ejected from the game. It's going to be a lot to review on the score sheets later whenever I do these updates. Not something I'm looking forward to.
Either way, he is not in the penalty box. He has left the bench entirely.
maybe best so that cooler heads prevail.
Yeah,
at least for this remaining time in the game.
Longboarders down 5-1. It will be tough to get out of this hole with only 3.5 minutes left.
That is a tough ask. Nathan Roberts sets up the play behind the net. For the Longboarders, I believe it's going to be even strength here for the remainder of the game. Cassingino slams on the brakes behind the Rhinos' goal as they break it out. Bucharov on his right. He sends it up the boards. In deep to get the puck. Robert breaks it out to Bone. Dashing the other way. Mata towards the goal. Pass across. Shot. Tipped by Tabone. Stays out of the goal.
Another fantastic save by Meltzer there. Coming across and staying high to take away the angles from that.
He's been very effective so far. Ray Kinsey working hard, loses control of the puck. Puck sent back to Allen. 2.5 left on the clock. Longboarders go off for a change. Stretch pass. Metcalf. Shot across the body, beating Malin, glove side. With 2:18 left on the board, putting the Rhinos up 6-1.
Well, a real reversal from last week's game where the Rhinos didn't have a bench and they got absolutely bamboozled.
That's a good word.
By the Cardiff Stingrays. So nice to see that their bench showing up and to see them putting up goals. And all of a sudden, the parity seems back in this league.
Parity is back.
One of the consistencies that we're seeing from week to week is how critical it is for the team's captains to show up for their respective teams. They all play such a critical role on and off the rink, and it showed every single week where it's captains are not in the lineup. Teams haven't been as energized and as fresh.
Absolutely, that's a good observation. Battle behind the Rhinos' goal. That's Tabone mixing it up with Trostad. Puck, I believe, should be getting loose here. Dykes digs it out. Mata chips it ahead. Dykes still working for it. Has Bucharov up ahead. Setting the pick is Gorda on Moy. Screen shot, pulling it through his legs. Tabone is there to retrieve the puck.
As is Keely Moy. Good defensive play.
Tabone, sneaky pass.
High stick against the goalie.
There,
yeah.
Whacking the Tendy in the head. That is going to be a high stick by Blake Woods. Clipping Ryan Meltzer in the head as he went by. Good catch by the referee. It's going to put the Rhinos on a power play here with 1:18 left to play.
Dylan, of course, is going to be arguing that because his stick was pretty low.
I believe that's Blake. Dylan is
correct. You're
He's
correct.
not in the game anymore.
Blake Woods. Of course, the Longboarders having two sets of brothers, the Woods and the Kinseys, and they're all feisty, all four of them.
Face-off is going to go all the way back to the Longboarders' end. Trostad staying on the rink for the Rhinos. Dykes on the face-off. Bucharov on the left. Gorda back. Ray working hard for that puck. Gorda on the right. Sent across. Dykes. Pass over to Gorda. Bucharov, high slot, shot on goal, saved by Malin. Puck is tipped up. Dykes inside the circle. Another shot. That's high glove. Melted down by Malin. You're on with 17 on the board, right? Shot by Kinsey, tipped high, goes out of play.
Frustration mounting. This it's one of those situations where this game can't end fast enough for the Longboarders.
Not a fun game to be on the receiving end on. Bouncing puck.
The Rhinos just out for blood though. They are still just attacking in waves. Another
Given
nice stick by Keely.
Flat they were in previous games, this is good to see that they have the capability to go and flip that switch when they have their team show up. when they have all their players healthy and in attendance. Dykes making a fancy move, pulling it through his legs. Robert making the defensive stop. Ray.
See if Ray can do something with the 15 seconds remaining.
Back check by
And he
Tristan.
can!
That glances in off the stick of Meltzer and goes in. Putting the Longboarders on the board again. 4.9 seconds remaining.
It won't be enough to win the game, but it might be the energy they need to go into next week.
That's a good way to look at it. You don't want to be completely demoralized going into next week. Nothing worse than that.
And you can hear Ray, big celebration guy. If we had a Mount Sellymore, Ray would be on it. Hooting and hollering. That's his second goal of the game. He's got both goals for the Acadia Longboarders, and he's letting the opposition know it. And he's still firing like a cannonball. Will he get a third with the last 5 seconds?
Sent over to Keely Moy by Ray. Stretch pass, Castellino as time expires. Final score, Rhinos 6, Longboarders 2. A bit of a melee to conclude that game, but at the end of it, no broken bones, no concussions as far as I can tell, but there's definitely going to be some conversations had to figure out what's what at the conclusion of this game. Overall, fun night celebrating Triton's night in between the two games. A lot of fun for the youth hockey travel team players to get on the rink with some EDL skaters. But that's going to do it for us tonight. Gabe, any closing thoughts?
As we've said before, compete and community. You know, battle hard, but all boys at the end. Love to see the sport. Love the game.
Outstanding. Thank you, folks. And we will not see you next weekend as Narch is in town, but we will resume the following weekend after the weekend of the 7th. So that'll be the 14th. Until then.